But if you believe there's a God whose mind is behind this universe and behind our minds, then the effectiveness of mathematics is something that I would expect. And of course, Newton, being the genius that he was, this was one of his evidences when he wrote Principia Mathematica. He wrote at the beginning of it, he hoped a thinking person would see that there was a deity from his descriptions of the universe.
Is not the only way we can come to truth. It's not the only way we can come to know things. Like you said, philosophy is a major study, and it's also very, very important. And it doesn't answer the questions, how in the world can we do science in the first place?
Directions, not only in one direction. I think of the alternatives. And the main alternative, God could solve that very easily by making us all robots who were entirely deterministic. But what that would do is empty the world of human beings. You and I wouldn't be in that world for the simple reason that having been given, to some extent, a freedom of choice, we are capable of love. Now, when I have children and grandchildren, and I remember bringing my first child into the world and holding this little girl and saying, do you know, you could grow up to disown me and rebel against me. Why would anybody have children? And I think that God faced a similar problem.
Wow. We
have children because of the potential for love, but we know it can go wrong, but it can only go wrong because the potential for love is there. Wow. Now, I admit that problems like Himmler and Anne Frank are terrible problems, but if you solve them by saying God ought to have made us robots so that there was no love in the universe, well, that would make me think very hard in the opposite direction.